What's up, guys? We're back in the shop again, working on something, starting something different. I told you guys I had a few projects in line coming down the pipe to do, and yeah, this is stepping in front of some stuff. I've got some people stuff I'm doing that's going to help fund some of the other projects around here going on, and this one's going to be fun. I'm excited because I get to play with another square body. This one happens to be an 84 C10, I believe. It came out of Texas, and this thing is fairly clean. Got a little bit of rust starting, bubbling in the cab corners, but very solid truck, super straight truck. Has this, I'm assuming it was a candy paint job, and the sun down there just baked it really bad. Honestly, if it was mine, I'd paint it this silver. I think this silver pops on it, but the interior is in fairly nice shape. Other than the seat, I mean, it does have some cheaper door panels and a plastic dash pad. I mean, but it's presentable and looks pretty good compared to a lot of them you see. So, I mean, it's a nice interior. Its current problem is, step under the hood here. We got no engines.
We got no engines, do we?
But yeah, it's got no motor, no transmission, no drivetrain. We're going to resolve that with this setting in the back that came with the truck to transplant. It's a 04, I believe, 6-liter. I'm guessing 04 because it's a returnless fuel sender, but it has the 4-pin alternator. It's not the newer 04 or 05 and up electrical system. So I'm figuring it's an 04 60. I think this had like 160,000 is what he said on it. I've got the factory cross member for the car. For the truck, I have a radiator from the square body. Before it had a 383 stroker in it, I believe turbo 350. I don't know. It probably had a 700 R4 would be my guess, probably. And for some reason, we come around to the other side. It's a little less of it's got less of the goldish, greenish color in it. The sun must hit this side more would be my guess. I have a Hemi engine cover. Not real sure why, but hey, we'll just leave that in there. But yeah, my plans are with this to do 6-liter. I have a 480 2-wheel drive that came out of my one ton I'm selling him. So that's going to go in here. We're going to do, I've got a set of long tubes I'm hoping will fit. If not, I'll have to get some different long tubes. But be long tubes, axle dumps. We're going to be doing it's a dual tank. We're probably just going to use the driver's side tank. I think he wants to go with E-fans. So we'll probably do E-fans. Really, not too bad. It does have all the stuff for air conditioning in here. The only downfall is it is an R4 compressor, which isn't a problem. The only downfall is it has a V-belt clutch on it. I've never actually pulled a clutch off an R4 compressor. So we'll see how that goes. If I can figure, I got one in my parts bin. I might practice pulling the clutch off. And I guess if the clutch works, I could pull the clutch off the other one because it's a serpentine belt style. Put it on this compressor, and if this still has Freon and it functions, because this was a driving truck in 2025, or like early 2025, late 2024 is from what I've been told. But yeah, so I'm thinking of moving the battery to the driver's side, possibly. Actually, I will probably leave it there if I'm running that style AC, because then I can run the intake over here. So yeah, that's probably what we'll do. We'll run the intake over here. I might try to build him a box. Maybe knock this out and build something here. Get rid of the charcoal canister. You know, pretty basic stuff. Gonna be a simple swap. We'll have to shorten the drive shaft, most likely, because the 80's a little longer. Slider motor mounts. I gotta get a pan ordered, Ford oil pan. Gonna pull everything off it, clean it up. I'm gonna see, he wants to cam it eventually, so make a little bit more oomph out of it. I will probably see if he wants to put a newer body style intake. I have one, so if he wants one, I'll sell that to him for a little bit of nothing, because they're not too terribly expensive. But, and I did notice one thing on the motor, on the engine, if you want to get technical, they broke the map sensor, but that's not the biggest thing. So we don't have a harness or ECM for this, but I have this 5.3 over here out of a 05 Silverado, and actually it's out of an 06, I think. And it's locked up. They ran it low on oil, got it too hot or something. It's locked up. I got to turn over enough really slowly with a pry bar on the flywheel to be able to pull the torque converter off of it. But other than that, she's pretty toasty. I'm going to end up using this harness, I believe. I might adapt it to fit an 03 PCM because I have already flashed 03 PCM here. So that wouldn't be too hard of a deal to do. Like I said, this returnless also. If I have to, I can flash this 05 PCM. That's not a problem either. Got all the bracketry for the charging system and whatnot. My plan, I think, if I do leave the battery on that side, I will eliminate this wire, and I will just run a wire forward from the starter and up for the battery on the passenger side, if we're going to leave the battery on the passenger side. We'll go ahead and, if we do that, possibly we'll modify some wiring. I kind of want to tuck some wiring too. I don't want to see a lot of this. A lot of this can be deleted anyways. The only thing that we'll be keeping is this here. And if I really want to, I can unhook all of that. I can put a hole in the back and I can run this in the firewall. Or not the firewall, the fender well. But there's going to be an ECM mounted over here. So, I mean, wiring's not horrible as long as you make it look decent. We are going to keep the drive-by-wire. We're going to go to a 6.5 diesel pedal because they're direct bolted in this truck and you flip a couple pins on the connector. I believe I saved the tack module off that engine, but I didn't save the pedal, I don't think, which kind of stinks because I'll need a wire, which I think I have a spare one. I can always rob and get one later. But yeah, just trying to think what I got here. Digging around for parts and stuff and whatnot, but we got enough stuff. I think we can get her pretty close anyways. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the engine out of the back of this, pull this forward, get it on the ground. And if I get a chance, I will pull that 5.3 off that engine stand, put that 6.0 on it. I'll probably go ahead and pull that wiring loom off that. And we will, like I said, pull the wiring loom off that and put it in, or just save it for this truck. And then we can pull the 6 liter off, get the 6 liter up on the stand. And I'll pull off like the fuel rail I don't need, the evap line I don't need. Stuff like that, you know. Pull off the motor mounts, AC compressor, fan, just stuff that's in the way I don't really need on there. And if I'm thinking about it, it's cold in this time of Iowa. As you can tell, I'm in full winter lumberjack mode. And, but yeah, it's cold. I don't really have to watch that engine outside, but next week looks like there's a few good days coming, so maybe, just maybe, I can bring it to work and give her a quick spritz and get her washed off, you know. Yeah, we'll see. And maybe get the block painted up. Like I said, swapping out oil pan. Probably going to do some gaskets on it for him as well. We're in talks on what kind of gauges he wants to run and stuff. We've, like I said, long tube headers. He just wants axle dumps. I'm going to do a 3-inch axle dump, possibly X pipe, H pipe. I haven't decided what yet. I have some 3-inch pipe over there I bought for the red Trans Am, and I'll just replace what I use, and we'll just go from there. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, this is it, the new project. That's kind of an overview of what we're going to do to it. Make a nice little running and driving truck. This will be a fun little hot rod. Even a stock 6.0, if I pull some of the torque management out of it, even a stock 6.0 is fun, and it'll definitely be semi-rowdy. I don't think being you're going to have a 4L80 in it, it won't be as punchy as like a 4L60, because I still think a 4L60, when you have a good 4L60, there's less rotating mass, they shift faster, they're a little snappier. They got a little lower first gear, too, than a 4L80. So, in a light vehicle, you can spin tires a lot easier in a 4L80 or a 4L60 than you can 4L80. So, unless you got all the torque, but I mean, you know. lower first gear is nice for crawling too if you're doing a four-wheel drive application. But anyways, guys, catch you guys in the next one. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I didn't post a video, I think, what, 2 weeks? So, or at least a week, anyways. And I figured I'd get this out of here, something we're starting for 2026. I'm excited. I like square bodies, you guys know that. And I like LSs. And when you bring them together, that is perfect in my opinion. So, all right, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your week, like I said.